Do you want to play a deck that draws a ton of cards and does big damage? Then let me show you Alakazam. Hey trainers, what is up and welcome back to the channel. The deck I'm featuring today is the Alakazam. The Alakazam is a really fun new archetype. It has a very powerful ability and even more powerful attack. So let's dive into it. So its ability states Psychic Draw. When you evolve this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon in play, you may draw 3 cards. Which is always good because drawing cards is always fun. But its attack states Powerful Hands, place 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each card in your hands. You see where I'm going to? Yeah. It draws cards and it does big damage. And it gets even better because we're playing the Dudunsparce as well. So the Dudunsparce has the runaway draw ability. So once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. If you drew any cards in this way, you may shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. And this is a huge wording because we are using the A-Spec Enriching Energy. So when you play this energy from your hands to your Dunsparce or Dudunsparce, you draw 4 cards. If you then evolve your Dunsparce into Dudunsparce and you draw 3 cards again, you basically shuffle your energy back into your deck. So that means if your Alakazam is not knocked out and you're not in need of a psychic energy, you can always go fetch or find the Enriching Energy and then reattach it to your Dudunsparce and basically draw a ton of cards again. So you see, this deck has perfect synergy with each other. So without further ado, let's hop into some games and see how it rolls. All right, hopping into the first game, and it looks like we're going to go second, which is fine because we can use supporter cards. Looking at our hands with boss's orders, we can't really do much. There's no energy attachment, so we can't use the find a friend attack with Dunsparce, but I think I'm going to promote that because the HP is higher than that of the Abra. We're going to go up against Cerulege, it seems. We draw a mulligan. It's a Budew. That's always good. Oh, it's going to be Cerulege with Duskull? Interesting. That's a variant I haven't seen before. Oh, it's going to be Charizard. So no Cerulege. I thought by looking at the Briar there was going to be Cerulege, but no. The Nestballing for the Fezandipiti? Already? Okay. Oh, there's our energy. That's huge. We can go bench the Abra, go bench the Dudunsparce. We have the option to either find a friend, to go grab the Dunsparce, or maybe retreat into the Budew and item lock them so they can't do anything like Candy, Pidgeot, Candy, Charizard shenanigans. So I think this is going to be our best play. Just to stall them. There we go. We attach retreat to the Budew. And I might even boss the Fezandipiti. But then I'm a boss short. And that's not really what I want. So I think I'm going to Itchy Pollen here. And then hope the Abra is still alive next turn. So then we can evolve to the Kadabra and maybe fetch some Dudunsparce and a Buddy Poffin so we can really get ourselves rolling. Okay, they're going to play the Iono. So we're going to see 6 fresh cards here, which is good because the hand wasn't really looking very well. And there's a Psyduck. The Psyduck is going to be big in this matchup because they're playing the Duskull variants. The Psyduck basically stops that. So if they don't evolve into the Dusclops, okay, that's good. That's great. And we have the Alakazam as well. Okay. Nice. So we can bench the Psyduck, go bench the Abra, evolve into Kadabra. And I'm not going to draw too much cards here. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Because we have the Lillie's Determination, I think I might even stretch the energy back. So the Kadabra already has an energy attached to it. Or I can choose to hold it. You might just hold it. It's safe in the Discard PAL. It's also only 1 energy in the Discard PAL, which is not that much. Right, we can go attach this one. Evolve the Dunsparce. Maybe go play Great Ball. There's an Alakazam for next turn. It's good. So we can evolve this Abra into Abracadabra. What am I saying? Going to utilize the runaway draw now. Okay, it's good. And maybe I hope to fetch another one. No, it's not another one. I think I'm going to can already evolve more. So I'm going to grab 1 for 1 here. Just don't fail it. Because the Alakazam is based on cards we have in hand. So having to throw away cards we don't quite need is not really what I want. Now we have 3 attackers. We have a Dunsparce ready. Hope we get to draw into another Dunsparce next turn. And our board state is looking good. Now we Itchy Pollen again. So they can't use any item cards again. So they might even play Iono again, or if they have any Lillie's Determination, they might even play that to see more cards. But they can't really play Rare Candy, so we really lock them out of that part. Okay, they're going to play Arven. Let's see what they grab here. It's going to be a Rare Candy and Belt. So maybe they're getting it in advance and maybe try to blow us up with the Dusclops, but then they forget we have the Psyduck in play. So they can't really do that. So I think in this situation, it's better to chill and just item lock them even further. No, it's already a Kadabra. What am I doing? Okay, now we go into the Alakazam, draw even more cards. Drawing cards is so fun. All right, this is not really what I want. We can go attach there. Hope to find the Dunsparce. There we go. I don't really want to give them the Artazon as well. I just might even hold it in hand. 2 more damage counters. Right, there's a Kadabra. Can go bench this friend. Evolve this friend. Draw more cards. This is looking huge. Right, Itchy Pollen again. See what they do now. I mean, if we Itchy Pollen for 3 more turns, we already draw a prize card, so that's nice. But I think I won't do that. I think next turn, I really want to boss the Fezandipiti and set them back even further. So yeah, they are not drawing anything. So they have the Rare Candy and draw in hands. Yeah, see, now we have the option to evolve these. Yeah, I think I want just to go after the Fezandipiti here. Just go full turbo. Psychic draw. Yes, please. Nemona. Draw even more. Still no Dudunsparce. Okay, but that's fine. How many cards do we have in hands? Yes. Oh, I did a dum-dum. I played the Nemona, not the boss. That was a huge misplay. Anyway, I think we do plenty damage. They're going to play an Ultra Ball here. Yeah, I think we might just see the Candy Pidgeot and then Candy Charizard. They play the Clef as well. I mean, honestly, Clef plus Air Balloon is quite good. Because if the Clef key is active, then they can use the Duskull and the Dusclops and everything. Because the Clef key shuts down the ability of the Psyduck. But I guess they don't realize? Or they just don't know. But in case, this is good for us. And we're going to see what they draw here from the Pidgeot. I mean, they might go aggressively, but they already see we do 400 damage. So I think not Ionoing us here will be very destructive for them because they're just going to lose their Charizard. Yeah, there we go. There's the Iono. But we have a Dunsparce. At least that's something. Now I do wonder, do they have a Candy Charizard? They have the Artazon. I mean, that's good. If they do knock out this Alakazam, I can just go Artazon for another. They're trying again. Interesting. Evolving into Charmeleon. So I guess they don't have Candy Charizard? Yeah, okay. So that brings us back to a good prize mapping. I think this time I won't flop, and I will play the boss's orders. Going to runaway draw here. Brr. Nice. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cards. So we do 160 damage. Yeah, that's a no. I think I might even just boss the Charmeleon. So they can't manually evolve into the Charizard, and they need another turn to do so. All right, we're going to do that. Boom. Powerful hands. Oh, God. I forgot about the ability. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Anyway, this happens if you're too fast and don't read the cards properly. What does Flare Veil do, Onesie? Prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon. What is this? Damage counters are an effect of an attack. And there's the Charizard, of course. Yeah, that was good of them to play it. And we already saw the evolving into the Dusclops. So I think they still hope they can pop the Dusclops, which is not the case. Or they might even do some Night Stretcher, Klefki, Air Balloon shenanigans thingies. I wonder. I mean, they can really use it late game. They're going to use the Counter Catcher on the Psyduck, of course. Now it all falls together. All right. Now we just need the Night Stretcher. And since the Charizard doesn't have the ability Flare Veil, we can just try to grab a lot of cards and just knock it out. All right, let's go with it. Evolve into the Dunsparce, draw cards, and we have the Night Stretcher for the Psyduck. To be honest, I really want to bench the Fezandipiti here because we're not really one-shotting the Charizard. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we do 180 damage. I mean, it's fine if we two-shot it. Yeah. But, I mean, if we draw into the Enriching Energy, we can always use that as an attachment. Maybe onto the Psyduck. Or Nemona, even. Yeah, Nemona's doing good. Draw more cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we do 240 damage. That's going to be good. That's going to be it. Powerful hand for 240. Boom. And if they knocked us out this turn, I mean, we might even... What's holding us back from promoting the Alakazam? Are they going to boss the Psyduck again? Okay, interesting. But that allows us to use Counter Catcher. I mean, if we draw even more cards, we can use the Counter Catcher to bring up the Pidgeot, one-shot that, and set them back even further. I mean, they play Boss, they can't play Iono, so they plan to play Iono next turn for us to lose our hands unless we beat them to it. So despite of my misplays here, I think we're still in a good spot. All right, let's just do that first. Counter Catcher the Pidgeot. Get over here. Then we draw more cards with the Fezandipiti. Boom, 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 boom. And we have the Night Stretcher for our little Psyduck, so they can't pop. There we go. There's our friends. We lost 2 Night Stretchers already, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we have 13, 14. So this is exactly 280. Right, let's just go with this powerful hand for the knockout. And then they're left with 4 cards in their hands. Oh yes, they'll still have the Fezandipiti. I mean, what are the odds? They're manually drawing into an Iono and fucks up our hands, evolving into the Dusknoir. I mean, they can still play Counter Catcher. I mean, what are the odds they're Counter Catchering the Psyduck again and taking 3 price Psyduck KOs? Alright, let's see here. Super odd. Okay, they're shuffling the bird back. Or maybe the Klefki. Yeah, they're shuffling the Klefki back. They know. They know. They Artazon for the Klefki. And they're going to retreat manually into the Klefki. Wow. Attaching the air balloon to the Charizard. Yeah, these are some interesting plays. But I do wonder what they're going to pop here, because the Alakazam has 140 HP, so it must be the Budew or the Psyduck itself, and then maybe Buddy Poffin for another Duskull. Anyways, they can only take 1 prize card here, and we draw 1 prize card as well, or they plan to play an Iono on top of it. Boom, boom. We get to draw a prize card. It's at the Dunsparce, but we have no Dunsparce in play. I'm assuming there's an Iono coming, otherwise you wouldn't aim for such a play. And they're going to Joust for 10. I mean, they didn't play a supporter card, so it was good of me to knock out the Pidgeot so they can't fetch out the Iono. So this is a good position. Then we can just, yeah, they know we have the boss. Nice. GG's to my opponent. Alright, despite of some misplays, we really did well in that matchup. Because of their prize mapping was supposedly be 2-2-2, and we just denied them that because of the Alakazam being a 1 prize card. There was just no way they could win. Alright, let's hop into the next one. Do you want to go first? Yes, please. Because I really do want to find my Abra first. And it's just going to be that. I mean, I might even preserve the Abra and promote the Dunsparce here. And depending on the match, it's going to be donk. Right, good thing we started then. Right, I'm going to bench the Abra here. Going to attach Abra. And the Budew as well, because if they do have something like Iron Bundle, we can always promote the Budew instead of being forced to promote the Abra instead. This might even be the variant with the Latias CX. I suppose we'll see here. Anyways, they're going to go second. That means they're going to play a big draw supporter here. Going to draw a lot of cards. Or we might even see Poison Chain here. If they do have something like Janine's Secret Art. And they have the Squawk ability. That's good. So we can always go ahead after the Squawk for more prize cards. Alright, they're going to Ultra Ball for the Baby Moon. Squawk and Seize. Pokegear. Suppose they're... No, they were looking for a boss, obviously. Or maybe a Sada. Right, they're going to Earthen Vessel, taking out more energies. They're going to attach to the Roaring Moon. Obviously, they're just knocking us out with Poison, eliminating the fact we can use Fezandipiti, because we're knocked out between turns and not by damage from an attack. I think I'm going to limit them from using items next turn. But that would set us back even more prize cards. But if we have the best set, I think I want to... Yeah, let's just do that. I'm going to Counter Catcher the Brute Bonnet and force them to play the Pachorans EX to switch it out. This is looking good. Right, we can Itchy Pollen for 20 damage. And now they can't play any item cards. But still they can get the knockout with the Perilous Jungle. But then next turn, we might hope to see a boss's orders or another counter catcher, and then we can just counter catcher the Squawk ability and go 2/2/2 prize card here. So let's just see how their game is running. They're going to Toxic Powder and just going to knock out the Budew that way. Alright, I'm going to promote the Kadabra here. Right, we can go attach Abra, evolve into Alakazam. Yes, please. And it looks like we didn't find the boss just yet, but we can Buddy Poffin for the squads and check. Yeah, both of them are in there. So let's just hope we find a gusting option now. I mean, I suppose I can thin even more or not. Right, runaway draw. There's the Alakazam and a counter catcher. I mean, the Kadabra. Right. This is good. Now we can draw even more. Oh, do we have enough? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have enough cards in our hands. No. All right. 140 is not going to knock out the Brute Bonnet, but it is going to knock out the Pachorans. We're not poisoned. Going to stay alive for another turn. So I suppose we do just this. Yeah, obviously they're going to promote the Roaring Moon, but we do need to attack more into the 2 prize Pokemon. There's a Fezandipiti. That's something we can gust up. We're already down to counter catcher, but we still have 2 boss's orders left. So assuming we don't whiff on the boss's orders next turn. Oh, there's a Latias. Those are all lovely cards to see here. Right, so next turn we can, assuming they're yeah, but of course they're knocking out the Alakazam. We can go just Night Stretcher into the Alakazam, draw more cards, evolve the Dudunsparce, draw more cards. Hope to find the boss's orders here, so we can get more knockouts. Yep, they're just Vengeance Fletching for the knockout, and they can just continue to do so. So we need to just make sure we grab 2 prize cards each turn, then we win the game. Right, I'm going to Night Stretcher here, grab the Zambak. I might even just Night Stretcher for the Kadabra as well. Depending how we draw here. If we draw Heart, we just might keep it. That's going to be a no. I'm just going to try, really don't want to thin out that much. No, just going to Night Stretcher Kadabra. And my goal is here to find the Enriching Energy as well. Right, so I'm going to rely on the Dudunsparce to find the boss and the Enriching Energy, which is a big no. I mean, we might even find an Alakazam here. Yes. Then at least we can Rare Candy into the Alakazam and draw more cards and hope we find the boss's orders. No. Alright. Since we played both Counter Catcher, can't really rely on Nemona finding another because we only play the 2 copies of it. So we might even just have to knock out the Roaring Moon. Just have to play the Nemona. We didn't even find a Buddy Poffin here. I suppose we have enough cards already. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we can thin out 4 more. So I'm going to play the Nemona's Backpack. Right, play the Great Ball. Have a Dudunsparce for next turn. We're going to Powerful Hands and knock out the Roaring Moon. Right, so next turn, I really need to take a 2 prize knockout. Yeah, if I go 2-2 and find 2 boss's orders in a row, then I might win this round. Because they're going to go down to 2 prize cards. Knocking out the Alakazam, we promote the other Alakazam. We go boss's orders on the Fezandipiti, limiting their draw, and then just go after a Latias or the Squawk in return. If we do whiff on that second boss, we lose our game. They have set up both single prize attackers here. They can still manually attach onto the Roaring Moon, so we just go ahead and assume they will always attack with single prizes here. But they still have the 2 prizes liabilities in play, so that's good for us. I mean, I was even contemplating the Tulip, but that's not going to be good. We do have an Artazon, which is good. I was about to evolve the wrong one. Right, we have both the Dunsparces. We have the Alakazam. Yes, please. Do we find the boss? No boss. Right. What are the odds we're whiffing on it now? I mean, interesting facts. I think I'm going to limit the deck first. Yeah, there's still 2 boss's orders and still our ace spec. What are the odds we're whiffing on either cards? They're just 1 in 3 chance. Oh, good. There's the boss's orders. Nice. Now we can go clutter the deck again. There we go. We can go play Buddy Poffin to go bring them back into play. Right. Now we can play the boss's orders onto the Fezandipiti here. And we're looking good. We can still attach our energy because we didn't fight the A-Spec. But we can next turn. We're in such a good position now. Right. Powerful hands for the knockout. And there's the Fezandipiti even. So I might even bench the Fezandipiti as well. Because next turn, there's no way we're losing this game. Right, my friends, what are you doing here? Obviously, they promoted the single prize attacker. Assuming we can't find our boss, or maybe it was prized. And of course, they're throwing away all the 2 prizes. Nice. So they can grab themselves a new stadium, a new tool card, and an Iono. So their plan is to Iono us. Interesting, right? But we might even see the A-Spec cards here. Damn, we did have 18 energy cards. Cards in our hands. Nemona's backpack is not going to do much for us. So in a 10 deck cards, we draw 2 cards, which were going to be a Kadabra and the Nemona's backpack, which means there are 8 cards left. If we promote the Kadabra, if we evolve the Kadabra, we draw 2 more. What are the odds? It's not a Dudunsparce, not the Enriching Energy, and not a boss's orders. There's just no way. But then again, we do really need more cards in our hands. Right, there's the Psychic Energy. We don't really want to shuffle the deck. We just want to draw from the top. So we might see the A-Spec card here. It's going to be the Dudunsparce. That's also good. We can run away draw 3 more from the top of our deck, and that's going to be the boss's orders. Now, we do need more cards in hand. So let's see if that's still possible. We just have the 5, which are going to be hundreds. Really need 3 more. I mean, I might even go for the Fezandipiti here. Right. And hope we get to draw into the A-Spec or a Dunsparce. There's the A-Spec. Alright. And I suppose this is game already. So we have 2, 4, boom. We have 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we do 220 minus the 20, which is just enough for the Squawkabilly. And that's going to be GG's, my friends. Nice. You got me there for seconds. You thought that Iono was going to eliminate me, but no sir. This deck just draws through everything. Alright, GG's my friends, and that is going to be it for today's deck. I really hope you enjoyed the gameplay on this one. I just had a blast drawing all the cards and just boss the game each turn. And if you like the gameplay, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alright trainers, we'll see each other in the next video.